It was a thrilling night. The kidnappers returned home as if from a nightmare, and Nick breathed a sigh of relief, likening it to a Halloween party. His family was unaware he was clowning around outside, while kidnappers drove to the warehouse for their kidnapper's secret meet. To avoid being spotted, Nick stealthily climbed to the warehouse roof like a cat, thinking, as long as there's pizza, I can endure any day. Nick's wife arrived, saw the long-haired man shot dead, and thought, terrible hairstyle. The other 3 kidnappers gathered here. Nick learned from the kidnappers that they were seasoned performers in this horror show. Previously, a couple had been their audience. In the truck, Nick found his wrapped wife, thinking, are we hiding? Thankfully, she was alive. The kidnappers intended to hide Nick's wife in a cellar. Struggling, she saw her husband above, as if seeing an angel. Hope flickered in her heart as they lifted her into the cellar. Meanwhile, Nick was plotting his escape to grab a delicious breakfast. He got tools to pick the lock, but after several tries, he saw it was like magic useless. Nick switched to the truck in search of useful stuff, discovering the radio was completely dead, thinking, this truck is really a quiet friend. Shooting the lock's a bad plan likely to fail and draw kidnappers' attention. A suicidal joke. Nick knew the only way to save her was to find the keys, so he steeled himself for a performance titled Shake Off the Kidnapper. Nick stealthily entered the kidnapper's house through the back door, the child engrossed in games, oblivious to a miracle. But the kid was Nick's aim. Hearing the kidnappers nearby, he quietly opened the door for a surprise guest. The kidnapper's wife literally froze. By the time the others reacted, they were dumbstruck. Nick barged in with a gun, revealing the kidnapper's dark histories and demanding they hand over the keys. The kidnapper boss wife was stunned as kidnappers cluelessly fake surfing. Little did Nick know, the kidnapper's kid suddenly appeared with a gun, and the kidnappers, seeing the tide turn, immediately sent their kid to attack. Nick persuaded the kid to drop the gun, saying no one gets hurt, but when he hesitated, his mom shouted, do it. A plot twist. Nick quickly pushed the kid's gun aside, and the bullet hit the old man. Meanwhile, the chunky guy who was playing dumb decided to bail, and Nick swiftly moved everyone to the warehouse. He ordered the kidnapper's wife to open the door, and Laura reunited with her husband Nick, as in a play's happy ending. To escape quickly, Nick locked them all in the cellar, thinking, let's just end this ridiculous game. However, their situation was still precarious, as one more kidnapper lurked outside, as if whispering, what a boring game. At dawn, the couple spotted a car nearby, thinking, we can finally hit the road. They planned to rush for the car to escape, unaware that the escaped kidnapper was hot on their heels, ready for a chase. Before they could react, the kidnapper barreled toward them like a rocket, and Nick quickly pulled his wife aside. The truck crashed the container. Luckily, the 2 weren't badly hurt. The kidnapper turned the truck for another attack, as if saying, the game's just started. Nick grabbed his wife and jumped into the truck just in time to start the engine, triumphantly escaping danger like a hero. But Nick knew the kidnappers wouldn't give up. He floored the gas and sped onto the road as if fleeing a chase. Before they could catch their breath, the hat guy appeared in a red car, spraying bullets at them like a scene from the great Chinese New Year heist. Nick chose close combat, trapped the guy's gun with the car, muttering, don't mess with my breakfast. Just then, the old man joined the chase, trapping Nick in a crossfire. He had no choice but to draw his gun in a hardcore showdown. Little did Nick expect that the truck behind him would ram into him, leaving him with no retreat, forcing him to floor the gas, and the hat guy fought back. Nick, sensing trouble, rammed the red car, thinking this race will hit a wild peak. The red car lost control, flipping over like a fireworks show, and the explosion was like a festive celebration. The kidnappers flew into a rage as the silver car braked sharply in a dangerous yet comical crash comedy. That sudden brake caused the truck to go haywire, separating the cargo from the cab, and the old man crashed in, as if his fate was sealed by this comedy. The remaining truck driver, now without the cargo, showed no mercy. Nick quickly fired back as if playing a survival game. Unexpectedly, Nick's bullets soon ran out, both sides chased on the bridge, his car losing power. At that moment, Nick's car got shoved sideways into a 90-degree spin, like it was performing gymnastics in outer space such flare. They released desperate yells as they were about to be shoved off the bridge, but fortunately, the guardrail held off the truck's immense force. The insane kidnapper had no intention of letting up, repeatedly ramming them as Nick's wife got pinned down, making this a series of twists and turns. Nick, realizing the danger, scrambled out to scold the kidnappers like a tough boss. He burst into the driver's seat to seize the wheel, steering the truck as if in a driving race, and headed for the bridge below a plot twist in motion. Luckily, the truck snagged a guardrail on the way down, launching Nick out as if he'd become Superman. The strapped kidnapper opened the door to climb out, finding Nick doing the same like Superman vs. villain. They quickly grappled, but Nick got kicked down, luckily holding on to the vehicle, a true comic unexpected event. Seeing this, the kidnapper swiftly grabbed the iron chain ready for a final blow, but he made a big mistake and was caught by Nick. Nick realized the gravity of the situation and yanked the kidnapper down, who fell onto the rocks below like a superhero defeat. The couple finally escaped, thinking all was over, but little did they know, the real comedy was just beginning. Don't forget to subscribe.